you know, and all our family was there, and they knew exactly what they were doing when they did that. It was totally embarrassing. And the TV people, I mean, I'm a big fan of Katie Couric's. The day I got out of jail, the day after I should say, that the verdict came in, I picked up my kids. I didn't go to any bakery, even though I saw some nice young kids say that I was in a bakery. I didn't go to any bakery. I went straight up to Mulholland Drive. I picked up my kids. We met there and we went to a friend's house. That night we slept together. The next morning we were up early, as kids are prone to be. My son Justin wanted me to go into a video arcade room that was at this house and play with him. And Sydney Brooke, my daughter, wanted me to get into jacuzzi with her. While I was trying to debate with the kids which I would do, because I didn't want to get into the jacuzzi, the housekeeper came out and said, "O.J., Mr. Simpson, would you come in here?" I walked into this kitchen and I saw Katie Couric sitting with a woman named Sheila Weller, an author. And what this Sheila Weller was reporting, secondhand, I guess, from an informed source that was another writer from some paper in New York, was that that night I had returned to Laguna at 2 a.m. in the morning, that the Browns were worried. They didn't know where we were. I didn't call. And when I arrived at my daughter, Sydney Brooke, my daughter was traumatized. These people are resorting. I hear this hypocrisy about the kids. You know, you should think about these kids, and these people are using my kids, lying on my kids to make money. They said that we arrived at 2 a.m. that night. Now, if I was a mother or a parent anywhere in America, I'm watching the Today Show. I expect to get facts. I expect honest reporting on this show. I would be very upset. I wouldn't blame any woman in America that moment to hate O.J. Simpson. How could he do this to his kids? When the facts of the matter, it was a flat out lie. My kids were with me, and when the person I was with called NBC to say this isn't true, he knew people at NBC, he was told, "How do you know it's not true?" That's the standard now. How do you know it's not true? That shouldn't be the standard. Now, let's talk about motive, something that Darden had a comment on, and at one point in this case, especially during his closing statements. I'm going to take a little time here and try to tell you and give you a picture of my relationship with Nicole those last 2.5 years. You heard Darden, jealousy, control. These were the things that he claimed led to me committing this crime. First, I want to say that in the 15 years before 1992, Nicole never at any point in time ever gave me a reason to be jealous. That wasn't Nicole's style. Her mother used to tell me, it's amazing, Nicole doesn't even see any other man. If we had any arguments before that time, it was about things that I was doing, things, a lot of them I wasn't that proud of, but things that I had done during that period of time. In January, it was January 6th of 1992, Nicole and I went to lunch, and she informed me that she wanted to separate, not to have a divorce. She wanted to separate. She said there was nothing that I had done. As a matter of fact, she commended on me on my actions for the previous 2 years, but she felt that she just wanted to be on her own for a while. Of course, I attempted to talk her out of it. She was pretty vehement about doing it. For the next 30 days, we lived together in this house. Near the end of that 30 days, I told her if she didn't file for a divorce that I would, because I didn't want to go a year deciding that we wanted to have a divorce and then go a year trying to get that divorce, and I felt there would be plenty of time in the year that I thought it would take to have a final degree in the divorce settlement, that we would know if we wanted to be together or not. Over the next 3 months, she moved to Gretna Green, and we spent a lot of time together during those 3 months. We had an agreement that if either one of us thought we were going to get into a serious relationship, that we would call the other person, and we would tell that other person. No one can tell you in this period of time, from January of 1992 to May of 1993, nearly a year and a half, that Nicole and I ever had any argument, any single argument about who she was dating, where she was going, where she was traveling to, who she was traveling with, or who I was dating. In that period of time, actually it was in May, I met Paula Barbieri, and she was the only girl that I dated seriously during that period of time. Nicole had numerous people that she dated during that period of time. During late February, Nicole began to send things to me through the kids. cupcakes, musical tapes, and began to call my office and call my home to speak to me. I was in a relationship, a healthy relationship with Paula Barbieri. I had conveyed to Nicole through a letter and through Kathy Randa that I really didn't want to get involved in anything in her life unless it concerned the kids. Nicole didn't accept that. One day, I think it was mid-March, she showed up here and informed me that she didn't like some of the things that was going on in her life, and that she missed me, she loved me, and she wanted us to get back together. I told her that I was not interested in that time. I did love her, but I was in a healthy relationship, and I just wasn't interested in getting back together. Over the next 3 months, Nicole was quite insistent about that. She came to the golf course. She came to my house. I even went to Mexico, and her and her friend showed up in Mexico. Interestingly enough, I never considered that stalking. I never would call that stalking. That was a woman that was in love with a man and felt she wanted to get back with that man. By May of 1993, Nicole had convinced me that maybe we should try it again. And I informed Paula Barbieri about it. We had long discussions about it. We had no fight. She was hurt. And I was even hurt that I had to hurt her, but I felt an obligation to myself, to my kids, and I didn't know exactly how I felt about Nicole, that I must try it. And I told Nicole I would try it for a year, but there was a few conditions. One of the conditions is I wasn't going to let her move back in, because if it didn't work, I didn't want my kids moving in and out. I would try it for a year, and there was only one friend of hers, one person, a female, that I would not socialize with. Not that she couldn't, and she continued to socialize with this person, but I would not socialize with this person. That wasn't Faye Rusnick. Incidentally, for the next year, Nicole and I was together. You hear we were together and split up. That's not so. We never split up. From January 6th of 1992 to May, Mother's Day, whatever that was, in 1993, Nicole and I was apart. We weren't together. In May of 1993, even though we spent a lot of time together in the 2 months leading up to May of 93, Nicole and I got back together. It was a 1 year trial period. I set that time of 1 year. And 1 year to that day, Mother's Day, actually it was the day after Mother's Day in 1994, I told Nicole, after returning from Puerto Rico, and some things that took place that I can't even tell you about. When I was in Puerto Rico, I spoke to Nicole's mother. While I was 3,000 miles away, Nicole was having some problems. I didn't understand them. When I came back, I told her that I just could not do this anymore. I told her I would try through the summer if she would go to therapy.